All right, now shifting our focus to another flashpoint. Now, Iran is ushered in the new year with violent protests that refuse to die down.
Right, and thousands of Iranians are out on the streets, marching against soaring inflation, water and power shortages. The fifth day of the protest turned out to be the deadliest.
On Thursday, clashes erupted between demonstrators and security forces in two separate parts of Iran. Well, in Lorestan province, 3 people have died in the standoff, with 17 others wounded. Local media said that clashes began after a group of rioters took advantage of the ongoing protests to allegedly attack the police.
Hours before, a clash took place in southwest Iran's Lorestan city between protesters and security forces. 2 civilians were killed, and a local media also reported property damage in the area.
The first confirmed death was that of a member of Iran's security forces who was killed on Wednesday night. The deputy governor of Lorestan province said a 21-year-old member of the Basij from the city of Khodash was killed, and the Basij are a volunteer paramilitary force linked to Iran's Revolutionary Guards. This takes the death toll up to 6.
Now, protests have spread to over 17 out of the 31 provinces. The provinces of Jaharmeh, Bakhtiari, Elam, Khuzestan, Khorasan, Razvi and Lorestan are all witnessing fresh demonstrations. Sites such as Tehran, Isfahan, Shiraz, Karaj and Fasa are also on the boil.
Now, on Wednesday, protesters also attacked a government building in southern Iran. Eyewitness videos released showed people trying to access a building in Fars province. Authorities confirmed that a portion of the provincial governor's office door and its glass were destroyed.
And another footage showed protesters clashing with the security forces in the western city of Hamadan. Earlier, Iran's prosecutor general had warned that any attempt to create insecurity would be met with a decisive response.
On New Year's Eve, authorities announced a holiday for banks, schools and several other public institutions. The reason officials said is due to cold weather and the need to preserve energy.
Now, protests began on Sunday in Tehran's largest mobile phone market, where shopkeepers shuttered their businesses. The rallies have since built momentum, with students at 10 universities in the capital and in other cities joining in on Tuesday. The government has now appointed a new governor to the central bank after the former official resigned following a record currency fall against the US dollar.
Now, inflation in Iran has surged past 42%, driven by collapsing rial and sharply rising living costs. Now, as the rial weakens to record lows, prices are spiraling. Food costs are up 72% year-on-year, while health and medical items have risen 50%. Sanctions, political uncertainty and fears of wider conflict are compounding pressure on households, shrinking purchasing power and pushing the economy closer to the risk of hyperinflation. And all this has now led to the big question: how will the Basij government and the supreme leader ensure that Iranians get a stable economy?